Make sure y'all like, subscribe. We don't have followers, but we have subscribers. So subscribe to the page, and comment. Leave comments.
Work carried out from the Presbyterian Community Center, and a dedicated trainer by the name of Fred Stoner gave us talent to those unknown, as well as one man who is regarded as the greatest.
I mean, he was just an humble individual. He just didn't want it. But people recognize, people especially who trained along with Muhammad Ali, with Fred, they know what Fred has done for the African American boxers in this town. And if you talk with them, they would give Fred credit, but Fred would never take credit for any of that. I think he was in Ali's corner for about 3 or 4 of his first fights. Then Ali asked him to come with him to be his permanent trainer. He told Ali he didn't want to leave Louisville. He didn't want to leave Smoketown.
Smoketown not only provided a share of boxers, including the late Rudell Stitch, but also provided other sports teams. During the years of the Negro Leagues, one was fielded by the legendary Papa Khan, and many hold on to the memories of the Club Monday football team on Rose Lane and its connections to the mythical Jackson Academy. Smoketown today copes with issues of blight and despair.
One thing that hurt a lot was when we were going through a revitalization period. Housing Authority of Louisville, they were getting ready to move some people and take them into different locations of the city. And I think what hurt a lot, most of these people that were leaving were the senior citizens.
So many people had to move out and lost a lot of the stability that they had in this community, and they moved to other communities. They didn't have that type of stability.
If the past is an example, then history has proven time and again that this is an area of resilience.
In Smoketown, right on Preston Street, there was a place where there was a lot of men working there, and a machinery place on the side, barbershops, doctors, a dentist, and a lady that gave piano lessons. I remember that. And beauticians. It was beauticians practically on every corner in Smoketown. I think that was the main occupation then for young women.
Our grocery was the kind of...
See, that's where my mama come from. She comes from that. She comes from the hair. Man, I'm trying to tell you.
Put it down in the book, and then once a week, once every 2 weeks, Mr. or Mrs. Smith would come in and cover the grocery bill. I mean, it was that kind.
I'm gonna show y'all my Aunt Mary Lee. She about to come up.
You probably knew his great grandmother that you could call and say, we got a problem here. Your great grandson just walked out with an apple. And every time I see Ali, he tells me it wasn't just apples he took. He takes great pride in going through the litany of things he says he took from the store.
Dixie Theater.
That's Mary
on
Lee
the corner
Casey.
of Preston and Caldwell. Could go there for a nickel, At one time, I was a cashier. And it was a place where you go to see the movies, of course.
Preston Street was also a showcase for entertainers like the great Ella Fitzgerald.
I'm gonna let it play to see it's lag. So there go Ali there. And then, so he talking about how Ali was in Smoketown. This is, I stayed in Smoketown when we were doing research for 1975. There she is right there. Mary Lee Casey. Right? That's look at this. Look at that. Bismillah. Yeah. That's her right there. You feel what I'm saying? Rooted in Smoketown. That's my Uncle Stan. That's my Uncle Stan and my grandma. I lost my grandma. It's 9-9, right? So on 5-5, I lost my Uncle Stan. He transitioned on 5-5. My grandma transitioned on 7-7. Right? Aunt Mary Lee transitioned in 08 in 2008. So that's 08. And today is 909. My mama transitioned in 09. So play them cards. You know what I mean? And I'm the 10. That's why they call me Quentin. 10 cup. Man. Like, we on Quinn and 10 because we Algonquins. Shit. Man. It's not. So they straight out of Smoketown. Alright? Straight out of Smoketown. Directly from the root of it. Okay? Now let me play this real quick. Let me play some more of this footage. Because I want you to hear what this guy says.
It's like this. Smoketown, California, Park Hill, that we've all lost sight of, that were indigenous little neighborhoods. Limerick, if you ask the common people in Louisville, where's Limerick? They have no idea. That's around St. Louis Bertrand's Catholic Church. I think that's what we've lost, an identity of the neighborhoods.
It's not just business and housing opportunities finding a way.
All right, hold on. I'm going to play it again. I want you to hear what he said. I'm going to play it one more time so you can hear it from the jump. Now, mind you, this is where my root from.
Indigenous neighborhoods like this, Smoketown, California, Park Hill, that we've all lost sight of, that were indigenous little neighborhoods. Limerick, if you ask the common people in Louisville, where's Limerick? They have no idea. That's around St. Louis Bertrand's Catholic Church. I think that's what we've lost.
So this right here, this picture right here, that's my Uncle Stan, who y'all saw with my grandma and my great aunt, Mary Lee KC, right? That the same man that was in that picture is the same babe. That's the boy right there. That's Penn. That's Pet and Mike. And my mama, that's my mama. They were in Park Hill. Now, if you really know hip hop, you know the mirror flip to Park Hill is Staten Island. That's the Woo. Right? So that's why my son can rap the Woo. Because his matriarchal line come from Park Hill and Staten Island. And on his patriotic side, it comes from Patrick County. You feel me? By way of Park Hill and Louisville. Cause these Franks, that Frank with the dog, with the dash hound, she came to Carolina. Right? She came to Carolina, Jack. You know what I'm saying? Man, Jack would have been 84 this year. That's my man. He came to Carolina. She came to Carolina. That's why we lined up like that. You feel me? Legacy. So I was having this conversation, right? And we were talking about specifically Happy Hill, right? We were talking specifically about Happy Hill, but you know, it all lines up together. Look at this. What was we talking about in the last live? I just wanted to make a pit stop real quick. Pit stop. I did a lecture on this, by the way, in Charlotte. But where we at? This is where I wanted to go. Right here. Rooted in Smoketown. What did he say? Indigenous villages. Okay? So a while ago, a few weeks ago, I was having a conversation about how they were using this term. You see how they got my grandfather, William, labeled as the first African American electrician. Where is it at? He is noted to be the... Where is it at? William Henry Jones. Married William Henry Jones. Together, the couple had 7 children. You see Mary Lee right there. That's her. She's written in stone. Sally, right, from her grandmother. Sally, from her grandma. Sally. You feel me? Now, where William at? Sally. Hold on. See, headstone. See, it's right here, the first. I can't see it, but he's the first African American, it say, in Kentucky. But really, William, right, was a Lakota Sioux. So he wasn't African American, he was Lakota Sioux. He was Lakota Sioux. And this was his mama. She full-blooded Lakota Indian. So the conversation I was having with this gentleman, I was telling him that, who referred to us, our people, as African American. I was like, well, you know, Mr. Tom, I'm like, you calling these people African American, but you ain't sat with them. You ain't talked to them, right? You don't know. They don't call themselves that. You feel me? She Lakota. That's full-blooded. That's the daughter of Tin Cup. That's where Quintin come from. You feel me? And so I was like, and he respected it. He was like, that's like, I don't like how people call me white when I'm Irish. Exactly. Exactly the point. Exactly. That's exactly. So that was his response. And so, you know, you see Sally's, man, bruh. Dog, I'm telling, man, go get that, run that book of rhymes up. My God, leave that on the spinner for a second, bro. Golly. I'm a direct descendant, I'm gonna tell you, of Sally Critz on my dad's side, by way of Viola Critz, by way of my father, Quentin II. And I'm Quentin III. Okay? So that's how you get to Sally's Lane. That's Sally's Lane right there. And then on my mama's side, it come from Sally Breckenridge. Sally Breckenridge? What? Sally Breckenridge? By way of Lucy Breckenridge, right? The mother of William Henry Jones III, my grandma's father. My grandma's father. Man. Let me see if I got a picture of William. So, but before we do that, Sally's Lane. Sally ain't Sally. That's, man, these my people, bro. So this is, that's my mama hand and my birthday hand. That's 1951 and 1906. That's just for the 53rd house to get. Nobody else, I don't expect nobody else to get that. And my grandma, if my grandma hand was right there, that'd be 1935. Only the 53rd house to get that. And I'm not talking in codes I'm just telling you, I'm my mama's son. I ain't no Mason. I'm my mama's son. I'm my mama's son. So my Bertha, that's the Spencer. That's Bertha Spencer. And she married into the Critts, Elmer Critts. And Elmer Critts' mother was Sally Critts. Oh, you want to see? You want to see my dad grandfather as a baby boy? You want to see what they look like? These was them Germans. Them Germans. You feel me? Pit stop. I said so after I told him to consider the people in specifically Happy Hill as indigenous, and I had the same conversation with a sister today that was talking about Happy Hill, right, from the outside looking in, and I had to correct and say that this village was not started by African Americans. The indigenous people of the land, of this land, were rebranded as African Americans. And she also came back and agreed and acknowledged the fact that she herself was of the American indigenous tribes. Do you understand? Come on. It's telling you right there. But then we sit up here and call ourselves African American. What the fuck? Come on. So, the real is back. You know what I mean? Indigenous land. So I'm like, this is the work that has to be done. You as a living and breathing vessel has to trace your lineage back, right? You got to trace your lineage back so that you can know where you come from. How is it that, like, I grew up legit? If you know me, you know that's the Q. The Ramilly Run is the O, and Sally's Lane is the line in the Q. Do you get the point? She get it. Yeah, the real shit. Boy, what? Man, Dre sent me this joint shit yesterday, bro. Let me tell you something. I seen my daughter. I've never looked at my mama and was like, that's my daughter. You feel what I'm saying? Like, that's my, man. So they're my angels. That's Stan and Darrell. They born on the same day. And that's my Uncle Carlos. They say that's like my twin. What up, twin? You know what I'm saying? Damn, bro. Allah Akbar. Allah Akbar. So you gotta look into your lineage, where they come from, because when you look this deep and you actually pull up to the cemetery, when you actually pull up, that's on Bardstown Road in Louisville, right? And you in Broadway. And when you pull up, that's like literally at the end of what the Smoketown neighborhood. You see Joseph Rudell Stitch? You feel me? Come on, when you actually pull up, nigga. When you pull up, that's what the genealogy is all about. And you find, like, I just connected with my first cousins today. My second, let me see, Darrell, Henry, where's it? My first cousins. I connected with my first cousins today in Louisville. Indigenous, real indigenous niggas, right? This is Smoketown joints right here. These are her descendants.
What we make it, so just continuation of life.
These are
That's what I was thinking.
Listen, that's Harmony. She was born the same day as Lucy Breckenridge Jones, December 1st. Lucy was born in 1886, and Harmony was born in 2004. So do the math on that.
Uncle Quentin spoke a lot about our roots, so I based my picture on my dad's book. He wrote 1975 is back here if you guys want to purchase it. But basically, this part right here shows where I came from. His book is based on our ancestors and all that. So, yeah. And then the vines just show the earth. I was just bored at that point. And then the crown represents that I have complete control over my life and what happens. So that's about it.
That's Diamond D right there. That's the real Diamond D.
Who did this piece?
That's the real Diamond D right there.
I already know what the stick figures is.
Okay, so I started off with the city in the background.
Happy birthday, India.
Charlotte.
Yeah.
And then
happy birthday to my niece,
the path
man.
of how far we've gone, how far there is to go.
24.
We have the people, our roots. Of course, we're in North Carolina. If y'all, I know a lot of us have been to the West Coast or different parts of the country and things like that. We have trees. Like, the main thing that people say when they come back from, like, West Coast mainly is, like, I'm so glad to see trees. So I put the trees. And behind is a crown for Queen Charlotte. And then after that, I just started going with it, you know?
That's what's up.
So yeah, it's like a collage of everything, and honestly, this displays what goes on in my head every single day. So yeah, that's my picture. Who's next?
Look, watch me. Look, ma, no hands. You feel me? So those are literally the descendants of Lucy Breckenridge Jones of Smoketown. I'm so good at math, bro. I'm literally doing this with no hands. I'm right here. I'm right here with it. I'm right here. You feel me? Breckenridge. No hands. No hands. You feel me? Breckenridge. You feel me? That's where they from. This is where my people from. That's who you just heard speak. You feel me? Those are the descendants. That's where they from, B. That's where we from. Sally Breckenridge. You feel me? How is it I grew up on Sally Lane and they got a Breckenridge right here? Man, that's the loop. That's the loop. That's Lucy Breckenridge right there. You feel me? Her daddy name was Christopher Columbus. You know what I mean? Dang, bro. That looked like my cousin Ariana. Man, that's, bro, I'm trying to tell you. We deep. Man, Lucy, I'm trying to tell you. We still here and we still putting on for you. I promise you that. Oh, man. Long live Stan and Joyce. Oh, my God, look. Man, and Joyce went out on 7/18. Like, that's crazy. His wife, my Uncle Stan's wife, went to be with him. So when she went to be with the Lord, she was talking about Stan. You know what I mean? That's Stan of Newburgh. You know what I mean? That's big. That's Stan and Joyce of Newburgh. You know what I'm saying, bro? My God, dog. The House of Bourbon. She got to see the real. Joyce got to see the real this year. You feel me? Joyce got to see the real. This is what my mama wrote on the day that her brother transitioned this year. She wrote on May 5th, my uncle passed away. And this is what the real wrote. Don't grieve for the joy, Joyce. Rejoice. But the real, is our strength. It says, man, my God, mashallah, mashallah. Spread your protection over them, Jacob. Break up over the fire. When I went into Smoketown on Jacob and Lampton, I stayed on Lampton Street, cuz. You feel me? They had that was that protection. Spread my mama Psalms. But all who take refuge in you be glad. Let them sing for joy. Spread your protection over them. Man, those who love your name, may they rejoice. Rejoice. Like, may they rejoice. And that's what I'm telling you. May they rejoice. Say, do not grieve, Joyce. Rejoice. And stand and rejoice and live forever and ever and ever. Allah, Allah Akbar. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Man, that's crazy. That is so crazy. So this is stand the man. This is where they come from. Stand the man. You feel me? March 12th, Lucy. On my brother's birthday. So she born on Harmony, who y'all seen speak. You feel me? That's my niece. She was born on Harmony's birthday and died. She died on Harmony's father's birthday in the year 1963. 1963, right? Caldwell Street. Damn. And when I went to Louisville, I had no idea of any of this history. When I went into Smoketown, matter of fact, like, the only family I knew that was staying in Smoketown at that time was my brother. You feel me? And, bro, I know why they call it Smoketown. I'm going to be real. You got to go to know. For real, you got to go to know. And I already wrote the dough. All I had to do was open up the door. Yeah, this a different type of flow. Man, if you ain't from there, that ain't a place you want to go, nigga. That ain't a place you want to go. Damn. Man. Yeah, ain't a place you want to go. Yo, this a different type of flow. It's like the River Jordan. Damn. Oh, Nasir. Fear. Have no fear. Nasir is here, delivering these tears, because it's real. We lost the real in the form of, man. You know what I'm saying? Nasir. My daughter named Nasira. You ain't know it, because I'm a stoic. The most incredible poet. Who else gonna tow it? Just tow it. Just retort. Prehistorically, I was a start. They don't know where to start. You know what I'm saying? Islamic roots. Give them the truth. And they refused to hear. It was too deep for their ears because they live in fear. Damn, this shit was too deep for their ears because they living in fear. But still, yeah. Man, closed mouths don't get fed like Sears. So these books gonna get read like here. There, here, my dear. So, happy early anniversary to Jack and Dot. They would have been celebrating just shy of 40 years of, marriage. And my grandma's birthday coming up too. So, all white. All white for Dottie. That's crazy, man. Like, them, my archangels, bro. Jack could have done no wrong in my eye. He couldn't have done no wrong. And, he married to this family, man. And, that's Big Dog William. That's Big William. That's William that they talking about in that article. Feel me? So yeah, I was, going back to the point. I'm glad I had to break it down in 3 lives. The phone died. Damn, that moon was beautiful this morning. That shit was beautiful. So, just talking about indigenous, it make all the sense in the world, because when you look at this, William had his own statute. He had his own statutes. That's why he was statute. This is the qualifications to be recognized as a nation. You have to have a permanent population, okay? If we were to do a Rolodex of everybody in the family, from Lucy Breckenridge and William, who just came off this screen, which he's also included in this presentation too. Well, his son is. Right? So if we were to do a Rolodex, bro, we would outnumber the amount of slaves that came here cumulatively, right? Cumulatively from, what it say? The 1500s to 1800s, 400,000. Bet. I would guarantee you we got 400,000 blood heirs on this terra firma that we call North America. And you'll be surprised, a lot of them don't look like niggas. Oh, that's what I was showing you. Who y'all. But everybody has a nationality. Just like I told Tom, I'm like, look, these people are not African American. They indigenous. They Aboriginal Carolinians. I had the same conversation with Martha, Old Salem. I said, hey, quit. Do not call them people to, give them titles. What am I looking for? Sally. Okay, I bet. Okay, it's coming up. Here it comes. It's coming up right here. All right. That is my mom Bertha. Remember, she was holding me as a baby, right? Now, that's crazy, bro. Where is that picture at? Damn. So my mom Bertha hold me as a baby. This was her consort. His name was Elmer Craig. That's him as a baby boy. And that's his mama, Sally. A red bone. High yellow. High yellow. See, they got the mix. And they Germans. Remember, we told you about the Crits a couple of thousand lives ago. But that's his mama there. And so they were the first to, that family there that you see, which is part of my bloodline, they were the first to naturalize in North America. This was before the United States, because it happened in 1753, the same year that Zinzendorf allegedly purchased Earl Granville's estate in the Carolina regions, which includes modern Forsyth County. At the time, it wasn't called none of that. It was English territory. So it's very important that y'all know this history, because it has a lot to do with how you govern yourself today. So the way that I see it fit is that when you look into this, it's really deep. It's deep, but it's also very much important, because everything ties back to you. When you look within, everything is going to tie back to you. Okay? So I'm pulling up this information on the Crits, and I'm having deja vu, which is a good thing, because that's a sign that I've been here before. And dang, I'm having it bad. But I'm just trying to find Alhamdulillah. Here we go, right here. I don't know where I want to go to first. The map. We're going to go here. What up, Big Toot? Yeah. So this is the same family from that last picture. It's the same. Those are the descendants. Okay? And they come tied back directly to me. Damn. Directly to Dadan. Crits. See where they come from, right? The first naturalized citizen in Halifax County, Virginia, 1753. All right? So that's what they were talking about in that definition of liberty, that it wasn't just the slaves that were escaping captivity and seeking liberty. It was these German niggas, too. The Germans and the Irish were treated really bad. They were treated like niggas, and they hated each other. Do you understand? For real. So, niggas got in the way and took it personal, like, oh, they racist, but they really ain't like none of y'all. They ain't like nobody. You know what I mean? But, yeah, Smoketown, baby. Smoketown. They right up out of there. That's real. So I got Sally's on both sides, bro. Dang, and I ain't know that. Like, when I took this picture, I was coming into self-discovery. Like, Book of Rhymes is proof of that. It's like captured. That captured it, like an energy capsule of, that. Man, that was such a creative space that I was in. I can't even put it into words, bro. But I've been independent, man, ever since. That was a photo shoot for, at the time we were working on the alarm clock audio book, and we still got remnants of that on SoundCloud. So I think like the first 4 chapters of the alarm clock is on there. So that's just real, man. Get Book of Rhymes, bro. That's a really, it's a healing book right there. That's it. So, man. So I dedicate this live to Darrell. My cousin Darrell, we talked for hours this today. It's real shit. Man, nobody moving like Darrell. You know what I mean? Lucy, my son. Yeah, Smoketown. So we'll close out on that, man. Smoketown. But see, it wasn't just Africa, again, like I said, they put that, we were rebranded as a, because African Americans was the 14th Amendment citizens that they didn't have to pay out. They didn't have to pay. You feel what I'm saying? That's what the difference between the 5th and the 14th Amendment. So they amended the 5th Amendment with the 14th Amendment, right? And they like, okay, we paying out all this money, you feel me, to these niggas. So we need to reclassify these niggas so we don't gotta pay them. So what they did was they reclassified the American. I just showed you a first-hand example of that with my grandfather William. He Lakota, but also on his. You got to look at his mama, and then his father. So his father, they could have been indigenous, like how that guy said, indigenous to Smoketown, the Louisville area. So, they were Bourbons. So right here, it said that Spain fell to the Bourbons. This is right here in Indian Givers Live. We're ready to say that Denver, Colorado, right here, page 19. Europe also paid the price for its greed. Spain, the greatest beneficiary to Potosi silver, soon bankrupted itself. By 1700, Spain was reduced to a minor power of neither economic nor political importance. Even the Habsburg dynasty lost Spain to the Bourbons. Okay, now why is that important? Because bourbon is made in Kentucky, right? Right there, like maybe 6 blocks north of Smoketown is the Ohio River, but it's also the falls in the Ohio River, meaning that there's literally like Niagara Falls, there's a Ohio Falls and the Ohio River. So all the shipments was coming directly out of Louisville. Do you get the point? So these niggas, these indigenous Nagas who were in these territory, and we are the descendants of them. So we are the descendants of them. So, this is dedicated to Darrell. I want to send this to my cousin, specifically to Darrell, but, to all of my Uncle Stan's and Aunt Joyce descendants. And look at the legacy. Mary Lee, I got a picture. It's a picture of my mama doing her daughter hair. So Darrell, so that's Mary Lee and Dottie. I got a picture of my mama doing, it's in 1975. She doing my cousin Carmelita's hair. And they out of Cincinnati now. They literally in Cincinnati. My mom, she deceased, but here I am. And Mary Lee she also has a daughter named Io that's in Pennsylvania, right? We brought her to the Trefo. We brought her to East Winston. You feel me? So she's a descendant. These are the descendants of Smoketown. All of us. You know what I mean? That's the daughter of William and Lucy. You know what I mean? You think she wasn't aware of her royal roots? So it says indigenous groups who don't meet the requirements of nationhood are subjects to international law and having the protection, mama, that this declaration provided. The protection, Darrell. The protection. Yo, sure, your protection. Okay, all right. My mama told me to spread my protection. Okay. The protection is the law and the blood. It's the law. It's the law of language and heritage, man. We talking about the heritage, the common identity. The common identity. Traditions, man. Customs. Language. Bismillah wade rava. Brira pokori binokni no da sero no Sara. The Sara. The Sara. The Sara. The Carolina. The Peramo. So we pay homage to the real Carolinians, man. You know what I mean? So it's India. My mama wrote about India. You know what I'm saying? My mama wrote about her. She knew about her before all of y'all did. She said she had a grandmother, Orally Malloy, who was born in 1899. You know what I'm saying? Long live Darrell. Long live Darrell. Long live Darrell. Long live Darrell. All right. I'm out here, man. We out like an Audi A7.